probably be tried for treason, but I don't even see the logic nor the reason. I never pledge allegiance, not even in grammar school. I'm laughing at these fools, convicted by the government. Fuck the government.
All right. Yeah, it's all about fighting against oppression. I'm speaking Jamaican right now, but if you don't get it, it's all about equal rights and justice. Alright. Well, me go school them no care about my future. Them no love with the little youth, yeah, but me hold the faith. No one no ruga, now pick up no gun and turn no shooter. Well, heights of great men, them no want me reach. Who want to learn the lesson, but them no want to teach. Impulsive action, that the lesson them a preach. We tell me about them in the street. Yeah, we are go show them, so we are go reach far. Destined for prosperity more than the car. We are go show them, so we are go reach far.
Go through cause I got toxins on the rap beatbox, acapella going, now I'm on another song, tripping on a whole different level. I seen it in the streets and it looked like the devil, so I seen a couple angels. That's how we banging out here. They think we dangerous. Guess what? They don't even know the cause that we holding. In a couple seconds, this whole move gonna make them folding. That's what we holding. We got the power every hour. We do it in the shadow of the Twin Towers. That's where the power be. That's where they held it. All the shit they doing, it made me jealous. 1% got the money. It's not funny. They took it all for themselves. Now we feeling scummy. People like that need to go. I don't even know sometimes why they get into my soul, but I'm like, damn, we need to change it. We need to make it happen and rearrange it. And how that happened, it happened through rapping, it happened through music, it happened through movement, it happened through people taking the drugs into the streets and do it. It happened through people that going on the marches. It happened when this shit started. That's how we be passionate. That's why they whistling, and now why we getting them into a frenzy. When we whip that tornado, they gonna take us down to the streets and have them banging out drums like we griots, like we motherfucking banging Catacasos.
I had a Pontiac 4-door sedan, put me in the fact, haters said I'm selling crack, I ain't got none of that, just DVDs and fitted caps, things for the category, hats for the winter time, gloves for the same thing. I'm trying to get my change, just in your name, I don't sell cane, do your best not to throw dirt on my name, don't get it twisted cause I know how to aim, only hitting you, not the kids of the dame, treat me kindly, I'ma treat you the same, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, truth to the lie, yeah, truth to the truth. If you want freedom, then we all gotta try. Can't be afraid, cause we all gotta die. Ain't giving reasons for my mama to cry, so I won't go to jail for slinging them pies. Eyes on the prize, till the day I die.
You won't ever fix the roots if you only trimming the branches, but you can't see the forest for the trees. How you gonna focus on the symptoms and ignore the disease? So the cash you spend on rifles and boots could be put to better use by putting books in the schools. And while you flying $5 million choppers, kids are typing on Max bought back during Iran-Contra. So the war on drugs is a war on kids. Throw them in the clique, they're just a bunch of moron kids. Take a second, think and look at who the moron is. Moron is after a word from a sponsorship.
There is hungry people in the street, searching for food to eat. There is hungry people in the street, people not bed to sleep. There is hungry people in the street, searching for food to eat. There is hungry people in the street.
I'm an intellectual, human suffering feels perpetual, indoctrination since inception, only taught deception, ready for revolutionary insurrection, militant state of mind, always in the hood on the grind, while the world lives blind to the rich and powerful's crime, so get a revolutionary's ride.
So keep marching that demand as we chant, bail out the students, not the banks. Nothing is what we got, dog. Make love, not war. But they rape the poor and they got more. Stop, yo. Stop being sheep. Stop looking, start seeing like Matisse. I'm headed to Central Bookings cause I keep telling the truth. When I'm telling to you, will have them split my melon in two.
Check this, I just made this up. Revolutionary like Pablo Neruda. Matter of fact, you already know I'm gripping the Ruger, cause I'm in the streets. Matter of fact, packing heat. No, I ain't a grocer, but I got groceries cause I'm out here robbing, cause I'm out here starving. Matter of fact, we not the problem. Look at the pigs. These niggas bitches, cause we over here looking at dishes, trying to clean them. Matter of fact, we trying to be them. Yo, Serge. Yo, Serge. Record yourself, nigga. Nigga said.
Cause face it, they facing inflation in this globalization, depopulation, the grand plan, manipulation, mass incarceration, abomination, bombing African nations, black on black faces. The human race has no races, so you racists are the same as the race that you hated. I'm educating, debating, persuading, and changing, rearranging. destiny had waited for me through the conditioning chains inside my program brain. Television in this monopoly game. First you have to realize that you a slave, a fucking lab rat inside they fucking maze. Toe tag and banded, toe tag and branded inside a prison planet, in prison stranded. I'd rather die standing than live on my knees, damn it. Now open your eyes. Your life has been marketed and advertised. You ain't been educated, you've been indoctrinated so that you may go to work, get a job, get full clothes, grow old broke, no health care, go home choke from no health care from that stroke you got from all that pack of smokes you smoke from being broke.
Speaking out like Jaime Garzón, matter of fact, yo estoy el que está viviendo debajo del bojón, porque el bajón no está cagado, mejor dicho, ustedes están cagados, yo estoy cansado, pero no estoy durmiendo, porque la verdadmente es que yo estoy sintiendo el dolor de mi gente, entonces aquí es donde se prende, and el Cypher, matter of fact, about that, I'm spitting in English cause you can pass that,
Government structure is disgusting, mental slavery, garbage and lust. My mind is clear, don't have no fear, wisdom is near. To fight for equal rights and justice that I see here. We suffer every day and all the time, but they don't hear. Tuition rise, cost of living is high and so one fear. Now it's time to take a stand. Power to the people, raise my hand. Let me ask a question. How did I do you wrong? Critical thinking is number one, but what you're teaching is not education. Can't report the nation, just frustration and colonization. The children in the way is what they say. Where is tomorrow without today? Where there's a will, there's a way. Don't lead the youths, they must stray one way.
I use the loose leaf to chase muses and make them move faster. Screw bastards who have to make their pockets more fatter, because eventually you have to be called back to pasture and you can't take what you make back to the hereafter. Today's chowder, tomorrow's chowder. They season and spice you. You need to be nice when they dice you. But before you buy the hype and start to think that they like you, remember, they're just trying to Jesus Christ you. So each flow that you rock is another crow with a cock. 40 bars per verse will easily fill a purse. It's perverse. The way the music industry works, sell your soul to Satan and don't expect to be reimbursed. It serves to wonder why we making this art. To finally sign with a label so they can take it apart. Shit, you used to spit straight from the heart, but lately your honesty and avarice have been shaken out of balance. It pisses me off and put in a box of conscious hip-hop, because if it's not, then it's not hip-hop. Got it? So start this posturing. It's useless. Call us catechizos, banging pots and pans and make rebel music. This is for the ruthless. B-sides for the deprived. Hooray for not drinking the Kool-Aid. And if you think it's too late, you've sunk too far in the depths. Drink the bitter brew of penance for the sweet breath of redemption. But if your alignment with the dark side is a clear-cut choice, prepare for war. We'll be the ones who stomping you toys and stopping your noise. It's real voices versus gibberish. Y'all little kids fiddling with the wisdom of the ancients. We ageless, aimed at one goal, one whole out of a species that was fractured into pieces. So how high can you hold your head if you ain't nothing but a goose who laid a golden egg? Feed your baby to the machine and wait for the day when they force feed you for their pate. Hey!
So we marching for Trayvon Martin. I can't believe life was a part of an auction. I love my people and that's my heart that is talking. So I sparked the pithy, cause Che Guevara and Gandhi all marching with me. And they can't kill Troy Davis with an execution. This for the beautiful women in the revolution who are looking for a solution and don't live in confusion. But sometimes it's just amusing that materialistic shorties want necklaces with bigger pearls. But fuck that, we do this for Spike Lee and those 4 little girls. And then I put my pen down, then I sigh, thinking how can men decide to cause a genocide? And then I look into a Jewish baby's eyes, and I know he can't hate every mind inside Palestine. Let's teach kids how to love, not to hate. But around here we pump drugs to get a lot of cake. But shit, who could blame us? Cause we grow up without shit, just a dangerous atmosphere. Homes with no food, just some empty cabinets there. So I sit back and stare as poverty tries to murder me. No insurance, you dying in emergency for having no currency. Troy Davis, you my brother, you live in eternity. We need a revolution urgently.
You a leader for even showing up. So you gotta be a leader, you gotta bring the struggle back to your community. If you're not organizing your community, you ain't doing shit, B. You understand what I'm saying?
This is just a space that we should hopefully replicate all throughout the city. You know what I mean? Like, Occupy Wall Street was a good start because of what it symbolized, you understand? But now it's time to take what it symbolized and look at the aftermath of Occupy Wall Street and realize that change comes from within our communities, not from particular sectors being occupied. It's more like liberating and reclaiming our spaces, you know? So that's why we felt that reclaim your culture and struggle was the best way to go about it, because that's what it's all about, reclaiming what's already ours and has been corporatized because people can make profit out of it, you know? So it's time for us to take this, what's going on here, and take it back to our schools, take it back to our communities. The people who were here last week, we started like with 4 people. We're already 14 people, probably like 14, 15 people here.
Close to the 20.
So yeah, we're close to 20. So, you know, as long as it keeps growing, you know, and look at, this is what diversity means. You know, we got people from all walks of life. Hopefully we could reach out to women so women could take part of this circle, create a safe space for them out here.
I do want to say, I don't want to infiltrate like a safe space for Black and brown people, but I do think that there are people who are trying to understand and stand in solidarity with people who are like, you know, actual activists in this, in this movement. Like the real activists in Occupy are mostly the people who were activists before it happened and are going to continue to be activists afterwards. But it's just a way to unite all these different struggles around the city and the country and the world. And I've been kind of like tuned into that, and I know that there's a lot going on with Occu Evolve that's trying to unite different struggles around the city, especially in Black and brown communities, and also like just getting tapped into like community radio shit, and like, you know, community centers already doing stuff with conscious hip hop. And there's a space. What I'm saying is, you guys could create an important space and make like ties with people. This could be really dope.
Talking about movement building, nothing happens overnight, because people always think of people like Rosa Parks, right? But way before Rosa Parks ever came on the scene, there was the Women's Political Council. People don't know that these people were organizing for over a decade before Rosa Parks ever came on the scene. You had people like Joanne Robertson Gibson. I don't know if anybody remembers her, but she was one of the organizers. They used to go around door to door getting numbers and names of people who had vehicles in case they ever had to strike. 2 children got murdered on that bus line, from what I understand. I forget how old they were. I think there was one that was 12 and one was 10, but there was a boy and a girl that got murdered on that same bus line. And people think, oh, Rosa Parks refused to get up and then King came in and that was it. No, it was built up to that. Organizing daily with people from like the Women's Political Council. You see what I'm saying? Like, because often what they do is they focus on the so-called charismatic leaders, so then when you chop the head, then all of a sudden a lot of people end up leaving, not realizing that like it's deeper than just the people that are so-called leadership.
You know, it's with that Most Def line. It's not the straw that broke the camel's back, it's the million straws beneath it. You know, and I see a lot of people that are like, well, 1 year into, you know, into the Occupy movement, and that's what brought me down here. I know it's different for a lot of people, but for me coming down here, what happened after 1 year? 1 year is not a long time. We're all young men and women, and we're all like ready to change the world for a better place. So I'm thinking in terms of 5 years and 10 years, what we can do down the road, what we can build to set a foundation, you know, for the future of our country, for our kids and for our grandkids. 1 year is that's just the beginning. This is just a start right here. 20 people is just a start of the people we can reach. And I just love bringing music to bring people together and bring ideas together and then bring this community together. I mean, that's what this shit is all about. I love meeting all you new people and just, you know, spreading ideas and love and, you know.
Well, for me, it's all about breaking the mind control. And so far right here, nobody can control our minds. We are all leaders, as they say. And the racists, the colonials brought that in the 1500s. There were no racists, for real. We're all one.
Yo, I just want to say that I like that everybody's starting to have like a paradigm shift and people are starting to have revolution of consciousness, because it starts in your own mind. And once you learn your history and the history of all these struggles, then you realize that all that history lives inside of you and each one of us. We all have our ancestors inside of us in our DNA. That's the only thing that keeps living on. So we gotta keep in the struggle.
And even now in our modern times, right now, I feel like I even got arguments with calling it conscious hip hop, because hip hop is conscious. What ain't conscious is hip hop, and that's what we're hearing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I came out of a situation where it was okay to grow up as a 10-year-old saying bitch, nigga, fag to anything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't cool with those words no more because these are words placed on us by the same culture that claims to entertain us or liberate us or let our adolescence angst flow or whatever the fuck their excuse is, right? But bottom line was consumption. Just like race and trade and all these things, all these titles got put in. You want to buy 10 pounds of spice or you want to buy 10 slaves? But you know, then what kind of slaves you got? You got these kinds of slaves, those kinds of slaves? Oh, that's a nigga. No, that's an Indio. You know what I'm saying? So all that shit that we've placed upon ourselves, I think, you know, there wasn't a First World War. There wasn't a Second World War, at least not as far as we like to understand it. Those wars were wars between the rich folks, between the faceless corporations and giant money traffickers. Money that ain't even real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about money trafficking, not money laundering. No. This is illegal monetary units being moved around under the table. My shit is, how the fuck do we make that money irrelevant? Because you know what's valuable? What's valuable is us coming over here and dropping some knowledge on each other.
We're portrayed as being a poor middle class and a rich class, man. I think we need to get rid of all them classes because back in Egypt, back in the day, the class was poor. If you were Jew, you were a slave. And kind of to the concept where now, we all slaves. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of, with the internet, we're all kind of dumbed the fuck down. When I say that, I mean the music is dumbing us down. I mean the music videos is dumbing us down. I mean everything around us is dumbing us down. Even the history books in our classes that we read is all lies. Why? To keep us quiet. I mean, I think we all need to really state what's really on our mind for some time because there's no more time to be quiet. I mean, once some guns come to your front door telling you to get the fuck out of this country, that's when things are gonna start being more real to people because it's not gonna be whether you have a good job or not. It's gonna be whether you have money or not. If you wanna stay in this country, it's gonna be are you rich or not. The next president-elect is 4 to 8 years of our life. If it's Obama, it's another 4 years. If it's Romney, we're looking at 4 to 8 years. Damn. What are you gonna do about that? There's really nothing much to say about that because once they start passing laws against us and the government is really occupying us, then we're fucked. I think we need to occupy all streets. We need to go from here to the West Coast, across to other nations and let them know what's happening in here.
I guess my wake-up call was when I was in Afghanistan and I seen the things that we do to innocent children out there. Like we used to kick people out their houses and literally give them a couple $100 and then the dozer would come down and just plow it down. And these kids used to shower in the trench water that we used to dump out in our piss water. Damn. So after seeing all of that, and then I come back to this place, and you know you could just shower for as long as you want. You know what I mean? You know, the distribution of resources and the distribution of wealth is so out of norm to me. And then how they divide us too, I started realizing too, like just because I'm brown, I'm already labeled as a, you know, whatever you want to call it, but what if I like something else? You know, it's like I have to live in a certain way, and and my biggest thing is getting to the youth. You know, I do mentoring in the Astoria projects, and I work with the at-risk teenagers, I guess you would call them, and my biggest thing is to just inform them, you know, and just to help them see the world from a different way that they're already seeing it, because it seems like they're seeing it from the view of the box, of the television. It seems like they're living to their stereotype, which I find very sad, that the media has that much control that these kids nowadays are just living to a certain standard that they watch on television. Like if I tell them what's going on, let's say in Egypt, they look at me like I'm crazy, but yet they could tell you all about the roster and NBA and stuff like that. You know, their priorities are out of whack, and you know, my mission is to really get people to get started on this community thing. You know, because I'm not a big fan of individualism. You know, I believe yes. Jacques Fresco said it best. You know what I mean? Does your brain get into an argument with your stomach? Do they get into a competition? No, everything works as one, and I believe that's the same thing for humans.
What you know about that third world living? Children sniffing on bottles de pegante, constant homicide on the street, city below a mountain peak trying to survive the heat. An old pistol sprayed, another body laid. The sun sets over Cristo Rey. A large statue of Christ that stands over the city with pity and pain for the greedy and sane. See tears running down his face when the city in rain.
Time to reminisce on the fine young feminists. I remember we kissed, time froze, felt like forever we sit. She was Renee, I was the Philly roller. Baby, wait, I really want to show you a display at the MoMA. the uprising. Look a little closer. That's you holding my baby, fighting off the soldier. Nothing better than a female activist. Let's get together, have a drink, talk about education. Right on, have your hand against my palm and have your heart racing to my song. If it's cold, here's my coat. If you want to roll, let's just coast. But if you ever want to go, I feel like a more the technique when he got that note. But shorty, I guess we'll never know. You know?
Close it out.
Yo, you already know. We got that lyrical heat chilling on Liberty Street. This is Occupy Wall Street. We do this shit all week. Even when it's empty, we make it busy. Cause you know we rhyme around till you get dizzy. Who is he? The dude with the new rhyme. Straight off the mind, I hypnotize. I see everybody ready for the election. Obama-tized. Thinking he gonna bring some change. He ain't a liberal. He's just a fake. And I'm just a lyrical kid that tells you the truth. Raw and uncut like a WikiLeaks file. That's my freestyle. I do it all the time, different style. Might switch it out, cause this is how we flow. Straight off the mind, cause we bright. Yeah, right. Come join us in the Occupy Cypher. I'ma be rapping for life till I'm dead and my son hears me on the headphones. Cause you know I'm unknown to your zone till you see me cloned in a different future. But we right now in the revolution generation. And we need to talk about mass incarceration. The new Jim Crow, we all know they out to stop and frisk me. But I ain't got shit on me. But they still take me to bookings cause I tell them the truth. Come on, let's get in the cypher. Everybody spit, everybody here is bright. You know we here all night in the Occupy Cypher. You know we here all night in the Occupy Cypher. Yeah, in the Occupy Cypher.
Off the top of the dome.